Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David, and that's Nico. Elle has disappeared for the moment. A couple of days ago, Nancy Mace was bringing up legislation or talking about trying to prevent trans women from using the women's restroom, I believe, in Congress. And Jasmine Crockett she was done. She was just done. And referred, as she was dressing down Nancy Mace, referred to, I believe she called it, like, this child. And sometimes child could be used as a term of endearment. Like, please, child, you are driving me nuts. You're not doing it to be mean. You're just like, come on, stop it. You're being annoying. That's not how. I don't think that's how Jasmine Crockett meant it. And by Nancy Mace's reaction, I am not a child. The message came across loud and clear that Jasmine was sending, got received by Nancy Mace. Now, Nancy Mace lost her mud over that. I am not a child. I was blah, 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 for like 30 seconds, like a Karen at a store demanding to see the manager, and then basically said, do you want to take it outside? Which she later walked back saying, I meant to discuss it further. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I heard the tone of your voice. I could see the emotion in the situation. I'm an empath. I know exactly the outrage you were feeling. It was, I don't know how non-empaths can't feel it. It's foreign to me. She was livid, fit to be tied, wanted to take that young woman, wanted to take that girl out to the parking lot and beat the crap out of her. That's what she wanted to do. She's got all the fury and anger of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And Jasmine Crockett, first half, has no F's to give for either of these two women. And second, I don't know if I would bet against Jasmine Crockett. Just saying. I don't know if I'd bet against her. Her mouth is pretty sharp. There might be other parts of her that are sharp too. But yeah, not a good look when you lose your mind like Nancy Mace lost her mind. And it's just kind of that fury that the Republicans, the outrage that the Republicans have to just carry with them 24/7. And to be called child, as in you're acting childish, is so triggering to them. Yet, let's look at the situation. You're calling, for months, you've been referring to transgender people as trannies. And you're actively fighting against their rights and for equality for them. And you're singling them out. And you're othering them. And you're punching down. Who's the child in there? Where's the mature woman? I'm not saying you have to have like oodles of empathy for them, but where's the matureness? Where's the fairness in any of that? There isn't. There's just outrage. And I believe Nancy Mace has had issues with being assaulted before. Let me confirm that. Yeah, okay, I did get that right. She claims to be a rape survivor, a survivor of domestic violence and abuse. And she's a leading voice on women's issues. Now, not to demean it, I say alleged because I don't know the story behind it. I know that she's claiming it, but you forgive the cynicism on my part, but it just seems like a lot of folks on the right claim a lot of things that may be stretching the truth. But let's just assume that she's been through all that. You can understand why maybe she would be upset at the thought that there would be men in the bathroom where she's going to the bathroom after suffering a sexual assault. Okay, I can understand that. I could see why that would be a triggering issue for her. I would ask if she's gotten therapy or worked on that or tried to come to terms with that the people who are transsexuals probably aren't going to be assaulting her, and why would she think they would do that? Start diving down in there, but that doesn't raise money for your political campaigns. And pretty much that's where Jasmine Crockett was going with it. It's like somebody's political campaign coffers are pretty empty, so they're going to start mashing the trans scare button until they get money coming in. And that, and then she follows up with the child comment, and then that's when all hell breaks loose. Shouldn't Nancy Mace be more scared of having a priest in the room with her? Maybe even police officers? Yeah, because I think priests, members of the clergy, and like police officers have higher rates of child molestation, say, for instance, than others. Or maybe rape. Maybe take police officers out. What about priests, you know? Where do you go with it? Family member, somebody who you know is more likely to rape you than a complete stranger. Her husband, domestic violence. That means your husband was knocking you around. Why are you worried about a transsexual coming to your bathroom? You should be more worried about who you were married to. But I want to look. Okay, let's look at the energy of Nancy Mace and Jasmine Crockett, and let's see if we're going to get any more blow-ups in the future. Okay, come on down. Actually, let's look at just the general vibe of their exchange that led to Nancy Mace calling Jasmine Crockett out. Let's go outside. Yeah, because that's such a mature way of doing it. You know, nothing like toxic masculinity with 2 X chromosomes to really bring it home. You know, you're the dark-haired version of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Congratulations. That's a real flex. Foundation of the reading. 4 of Coins. I think there's been stuff smoldering and probably said before that's been getting in. To me, this is like Nancy Mace being really wound up tight. Part of this is because of what's happened to her in the past that she's not dealt with. And then part of it is a disrespect for Jasmine Crockett as Jasmine Crockett pokes her. And not being able to take that prodding from Jasmine Crockett for whatever reason. I don't know the reasons. You know, it could be anywhere from her skin color to her age to the perceived superiority or inferiority. I don't pretend to know that. And I don't want to speculate on it because it would not be fair. But let's just say she's got no tolerance for Jasmine Crockett, which is why Jasmine Crockett could get under her skin so easily. And crossed by Nancy Mace's worldviews are not rational. She's dealing with emotional stuff that she's got wrapped down, that she's got locked down tight. She hasn't done the work. I don't know if she's been to therapy or anything along those lines, but these cards are telling me that there's some deep scarring here, and she keeps it hidden. She doesn't want anybody to see it. She hasn't done the work. She hasn't done enough work because she hasn't dealt with it. Underneath all is the Empress. Self-care. Underneath it all, she is not taking care of herself. And it shows. She is clamped. She is wound up tighter than a golf ball. In the past, it's the Ten of Cups. This is going to have everything to do with her previous marriage, the domestic violence in her family, you know, being a mother but being with an abusive man in that process. I don't know what her childhood growing up was like, but you know, she's a Republican woman, and you know, there's supposed to be this idealistic view of marriage and raising kids and being the mom and you know the foundation of the house. The man goes out to work and the mom holds down the fort type of thing. Her life's blown up. That's not what she's got at all. It's almost like I deserved the idyllic life and I didn't get it. Current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. You know, it's sad to say, but you know what her story's kind of like? Her story is kind of like that of J.K. Rowling. How J.K. Rowling is just beside herself about trans rights. And trans women are not women. and I've talked about this in the past, and the reason I bring it up is Queen of Pentacles. It's the mom, it's the motherhood. Only a woman, the only real woman in the world is the ones that can have babies. That's how you can tell a man from a woman is the woman can have babies. Now, I'm not talking about infertility or anything like that, or that makes you less of a woman. I'm just sort of saying that they've got this real old school definition of what a woman is. And I bring up J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was in an abusive relationship. She might have been SA'd as well. And then she had her son. And she stayed in this abusive relationship for a while until she finally got out of it. And when she wrote the Harry Potter series of books for her son, it was kind of her therapy for dealing with the abusive relationship she was in. And this explains why, Harry's father figures kept dying because there's no dad in Harry's life. And the thing that protects Harry from evil is the most powerful spell in the world, and that's a mother's love. That's what protects him from Voldemort's killing curse. And there's this whole maternal vibe going through the Harry Potter series. Now, I'm not saying it's good, bad, indifferent. This is just kind of my little psychological analysis of looking at her using that book set to sort of process it. But she hasn't processed enough because being a mother is what made, in her mind, that's what makes her who she is. That's the foundation, her bedrock. It's what gets her through the day. And to have people who were born with a Y chromosome being male having surgeries to turn themselves into women, it is like an infringement. It's like counterfeit money coming into the club. And I think that's why she can't deal with it. Because she's made being a woman and a mother her whole identity. And to have somebody else come in that doesn't fit her very strict identity parameters just is an affront to her. And I think Nancy Mace falls in that same category. Overarching energy is the Seven of Coins. It's the different values. And it's also reaping what you know. So, Nancy Mace, again, hate to say it, but she probably attracts that type of energy to her. I don't know if she became hardened after that, or if she's always hardened, but it's just... She brings stuff onto herself that she doesn't need to do. And, by being a terrible person, she's unleashed Jasmine Crockett on her. And again, Nancy Mace has done it to herself. It's just also Nancy Mace looks at Jasmine Crockett, and I think she just looks down on her. I was asking if I did a Google search if Nancy Mace was racist. Hello, Nico. How are you doing? Not yet, buddy. Not yet. Just because it's like, are you so infuriated because it was a black woman that told you this, or is it just because somebody challenged you? And I don't know the answer to that. I'm just going to leave the racism card off of it. That's low. No. I was going to say it's low hanging fruit. I don't know the answer. There's no sense in throwing that accusation around. Lesson to be learned is the Ace of Swords. Nancy Mace, she's like a one-trick pony. Trans is her thing. She's going to live or die by this double-edged sword. And the last thing she needs is Jasmine Crockett, opening her up. It's almost like by attacking the trans people, she's keeping her armor up on what happened to her with the assault and the abuse. Outcome is the full card. New journeys, something new. Foolish behavior. I'm just going to go with foolish behavior. It kind of outs yourself. You've shown that you're sensitive and can be provoked with this one, which is an opening for future abuse in that realm, that forum. I'm not getting the right word there. What is Nancy Mace? 4 carders. Nancy Mace think of Jasmine Crockett? Just a 4-carder. I don't know what card would be the racism card in this deck if that were the case, but I'm just curious. Why so triggered, bro? Why is Nancy Mace so triggered by Jasmine Crockett? I just think she caught her there. King of Swords, sharp tongue. I think Jasmine Crockett, either she thinks she's much better than Jasmine Crockett, or Jasmine Crockett's tongue goes through all the defenses, gets to the soft parts. You got the Hierophant, Knight of Pentacles. Give me a second on this one. I'm trying to decide where I'm going with this, because this card came up here, and that's an interesting one. Honestly, because I think Jasmine Crockett nailed it. She said this was about money and not about principle. And she said it for the world to hear it. If this had been a meeting that didn't have the cameras rolling, it's like Jasmine Crockett exposed who this woman was and what her values were in Congress while it was being broadcasted. This is, I think, it's just one of those things that basically Nancy Mace just got exposed and is embarrassed, and then basically lost it. You can also look at that King of Swords with the Empress underneath and the Knight of Pentacles, is that Jasmine Crockett got in there because she's like a DEI vote type of thing. She gets all the breaks. She's not a real woman like me type of thing. And the reason why I say that is then you've got the Hierophant could be like affirmative action type causes, and the Eight of Wands is also Jasmine Crockett has had a rather meteoric rise within the Democratic Party. She's a rising star, as it were, and there's probably no small amount of jealousy with that, and just kind of want to put this girl in her place type of thing. That King of Swords is such, again, toxic masculinity type of stuff. All right, Jasmine, a little 4-carder. What does Jasmine Crockett think of Nancy Mace? I don't think you need cards for that. You can just ask Jasmine Crockett. I'm sure she'll tell you. Jasmine Crockett on Nancy Mace, 4-carder. Page of Swords. The King of Swords ain't all that. Child. Had this coming to her, exposing her for who she is. Her actions. Yeah, I think she just thinks of Nancy Mace. It's like, okay, so Page of Swords. It's a young woman with the sword. It's not obvious this is a woman. So this could be your trans male. This could be a guy that's becoming a woman here. Exposed, this whole business with the trans thing is just, I think she's just exposing her that this, again, she's a one-trick pony. It's being exposed as that, shining a light on it. I think that Jasmine Crockett's not done. She's not done even a little bit poking the bear with this one. Child. Oh, you think that was bad? Oh, just you wait. I got a whole lot more loaded where this came from. Okay, it doesn't tell me what Jasmine Crockett's thinking of her. It's telling me what Jasmine Crockett has a lot more in store. It's like, you ain't seen nothing yet. You have no idea what I've got cooking. You have no idea what's on the back of the stove in this pot. But I'll serve it up to you. Oh, Jasmine Crockett's entertaining. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you did find it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.